How's that? Better? My bad, y'all. Bro, you have the most evil laugh on the internet. I'm gonna let y'all know, a laugh like that comes from years of pain, and that's really it. This is how I feel about Chauncey Billups getting arrested. Dumbass. Dumbass. Just dumb. And on my mama, I never feel bad for anybody with a bunch of money who does something just dumb to get arrested. You feel me? I'll make a video tomorrow because I researched and I got some details. But also, you know, it shows you that the NBA absolutely adores terrible people. If you are a player or a coach and you feel the need to have your hand in any type of sports betting when it comes to the NBA, whether you helping people out, giving them insider information or anything, or if you like Michael Porter Jr., dumbass brother, you're just a terrible, terrible person because you're just greedy. You already making millions of dollars. You're probably an idiot living well above their means. So now, because there's no other reason to want illegal money when you're making millions of legal dollars. There's no reason to want illegal money when you're making millions of legal dollars. I why are you so terrible? Just greedy. But this, and maybe the NBA was involved in covering this shit up. But I wouldn't be surprised. The NBA loves terrible people. Now, y'all know I had a lot of fun laughing at Anthony Edwards' baby mama. You know, the one who he don't want the baby or her. So he's trying to so he paying everything off the rip. He's been saying he's been very public about how he does not want that woman. And he don't want to take care of that kid. And what did the NBA do during that? They tried to make him the face of the league. They tried to make Anthony Edwards the face of the league while he was publicly telling everybody that I'm a deadbeat dad. The NBA tried to make Anthony Edwards the face of the league while he was publicly telling everybody that I'm a deadbeat dad. Somebody tell me I'm lying in the chat right now. Somebody tell me I'm lying. I know I'm not. Because we had a bunch of fun laughing at that dumbass broad because she like 38 getting pregnant by Anthony Edwards, who said he didn't want you or the baby. But the NBA, y'all wanted to make that the face of the league because you love terrible people. Paying for 18 years is not a deadbeat dad. The man literally said he didn't want to be in his kid's life. So are you just like these dumb women who think that a father is not paramount to raising a child? You see, this is why women don't respect men, because y'all act like hoes. Y'all love to tell women to be accountable. How y'all love to make women more accountable than grown men? The reason I can laugh at women It's because I'm a man. I do man shit. I hold myself accountable as a man. I hold men way more accountable than I ever would a woman. And the reason we don't talk about deadbeat dads on a regular basis around here, because everybody talks about deadbeat dads. Everybody talks about deadbeat dads. You hear me? Every single mom gets on the internet hollering about her deadbeat dad. That's beating a dead horse. You know why I don't talk about deadbeat dads? Because deadbeat dads are always going to find somebody to sleep with and make another baby. So talking about deadbeat dads don't do nothing. Y'all love them. And I wish y'all would quit acting like you don't. Y'all love deadbeat dads. The dude said, bro, women are responsible for the downfall of the family. Whose family? Do you hear yourself? You sound like Myron. Why are we complaining about women as a whole? How about you find a woman and you make a dope family? Why are we on the internet bitching about women? Shut the fuck up. You bitch ass nigga. It's always women this, women that. Shut up. It's a completely different situation if we laughing at them for doing ridiculous things on the internet. But to complain about women as a whole in society, shut the fuck up. You sound like a bitch. That's what women do. Sit around bitching and moaning about men. Don't complain about women. Go get you a new bitch. The downfall of the family. That's the problem with people. How about you worry about your house? You worry about the family you want to make. How about you quit worrying about everybody else? Worry about your own self. All these grown men be sitting around complaining about the state of modern women in society. Who cares? Who cares? Just go get you a new bitch. You know how many women are a renewable resource. The most renewable resource on the planet. Whatever age or woman you like, it's a fresh batch every single summer. And I'm not one of those men who subscribes to the idea that men should just only focus on themselves and not get women. No, we're not meant to be alone. The most miserable people are the ones who sit around complaining about the opposite sex. We're not meant to be alone. Go get you somebody you like. Build a beautiful life. Now, if you're not good at getting women, admit that to yourself. Subscribe to your Uncle Brandon. Because I'm bad at love, but one thing I am excellent at is getting women. And I'll teach you. Because here's the thing. Most of the people who I teach things to on the internet, they're not going to apply it in their real life anyway. So I'm not worried about y'all taking my game. But one thing I do got is a shit ton of that. And I'm going to start teaching you. I got you. Because that's the only reason why men sit around complaining about the state of modern women. Because they can't get them. Or they get them and they don't have any discernment. So they treat bitches like good women. And then they be hurt. So they treat good women like bitches. If you one of those men who feels like women, blah, 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 you need to heal right here, my boy. And watching people like Myron and Walter and Cooley and all these red pill guys who are profiting from the gender war. All right, look. Gather around, class. We know people profit from war, right? Between countries, right? We also know American medicine doesn't seek to cure you. They seek to keep you as a patient because it's far more profitable to keep you as a patient and treat your disease over time than to cure it. Do you think these red pill niggas want you to be happy with a woman? They profit off of the gender war. They profit off of your insecurities with women. You see, these red pill grifters have identified the same traits in millions of men that the women identify when they use them for everything, when they take them for everything. Because these red pill men have realized that the average man doesn't realize when he's being conned and being used. Clearly. Because they get used by women every day. And then they be hurt like they didn't see it coming. But if anybody was watching the movie of your life, they'd be like, bro, you didn't see this shit coming? And despite what a lot of people who come to my channel think, y'all take me way too seriously one way or the other. You feel me? I be trying to make niggas laugh. Why y'all take me so seriously when I sing and dance with Pampers? Like, I know I'm that nigga I be preaching when I talk. But to get so mad or to get so like joyously emotional or to think that I have some great message that I preach, I think it's a bit much. Because you do realize that at the end of all my channels, it says ENT. I want you to be entertained around here. And if you pick up some dope shit, that's cool. But I don't know who y'all think I am sometimes. I'm trying to make you laugh. I want you to like my songs. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're somebody like Demetrius who brings sexuality to my channel, that's coming from a deep personal place. Because I don't make sexual content. The fact that that's on your mind right now means that it's on your mind right now. You come in here with a hard Johnson and a moist booty. And what I learned a long time ago is that I cannot help who I turn on. So, sir, disrespectfully speaking, come on out that closet. You got a very angry sexual crush on me. Because the fact that you bring in Libiquita lingo around here is crazy. Like, you bring in these Libiquita thoughts to my channel, in my space, in my comment section. We talking about the NBA and me being an entertainer, and here you are with the G word. What you thinking about late night, my boy? You need to get that together. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's 11:53 in the PM where I am. These is definitely, I'm scrolling through my phone looking at things that I like / booty call hours. And what you want to do is be in a man's comment section calling them Libiquita. So yeah, man. This is how I feel anytime an NBA player gets exposed for doing anything terrible. You damn dummy. And the NBA loves terrible people. Anthony Edwards said, I don't want to be in that kid's life. They tried to make him the face of the NBA. And do I need to remind everybody about Karl Malone getting that teenager pregnant? Never went to jail and went on to have an illustrious career in the NBA while that woman raised that kid in secret. Oh yeah. You know how everybody knows that R. Kelly married Aaliyah and they just let it happen? You know what I'm saying? And he went on to have an illustrious career. Karl Malone did the same thing, except for he got a 14-year-old pregnant when he was like 20 or 21. And she raised that kid in secret, but it wasn't really a secret. We just didn't have the internet like that because everybody knew. And when people say stuff like that is old news, why would you want to sweep that under the rug and be like, we should just forget about that? Same with R. Kelly. Y'all be like, we should just forget about his heinous crimes. We should forget about the fact that he urinated on a teenager on camera. We should forget about the fact that he married Aaliyah. And you know, as a boy growing up in North Carolina, but I was born in Chicago, because you know I grew up in Winston-Salem. I'm from the Trefo all day. You feel me? And no, that's not a gang thing. That's literally me saying that's what we call Winston-Salem, the Trefo. I'm repping my city. That's not a gang thing. Even the nerdiest of nerds can walk around and be like Trefo. For the record, just so y'all know, we don't do that gang stuff around here. But I moved to Winston when I was 7 years old. And I came back home every other Christmas, every other summer and stuff. I was always, man, this tastes good. I don't know what this is. Jesus. I might have to get a pound of this shit and break this down for the people. This shit is delicious. You hear me? I might have to get a pound of this shit and break this down for the people. When I tell you this shit is delicious. Like, I smoke a lot of za. This shit is delicious. This reminds me, I forget what song it was. Oh, it was that old Gucci Man song. Call the weed man, tell him come and serve me. I think my nerves bad. I need that loud pack. He said, there was one bar, he said, he said, he said, track, he said, one of the bars was, tractor trailers full of kush. I won't sell an ounce of this. Like, cause man, this shit's so good. I'm not selling none of this. And then he was like, fruity bags, fruity packs, something like them fruity packs. Smoke them back to back. Man, I smoke them shits like cigarettes. That's how I feel about this shit, boy. This shit is delicious. Had me forget what the hell I'm talking about over here. Burr, you heard me? But yeah, oh yeah. That's where I was going with this. So when I moved back to Chicago to get to know my blood family, because I didn't know anything about any of these people, like for real, for real. They always just told me that they loved me, but I didn't know anything about any of these people, and especially my father's side of the family, because my father got on crack when I was a baby, and my mom had to leave him. So I got to know my father again when I turned like 22. You know, he alright. That's the best way I could put it. The Bible says honor your mother and father. It don't say shit about your bitch ass brothers and sisters though. My father's kids some bitches. All three of them. I'm the only real nigga that my father. I'm the only real nigga came out of my father's nutsack. All three of them some bitches. But anyway though, so I'm back in Chicago. I moved back with a very loving and observant set of eyes. And do you know what I learned about R. Kelly? It was common knowledge. You hear me? Grown people knew. You hear me? The adults around Chicago were aware that Robert would ride around to high schools, different high schools all around the city, hanging out after school, picking up little girls. Ask anybody from Chicago. Nobody even kind of denies it. They just be like, no grown and these Chicago gang members are so tough. Chicago men, they claim to be so tough. Bunch of bitches. Bunch of grown ass bitch made men. If you from that era of Chicago and you lived in Chicago in that era and you was a grown man and you were aware and you had children and you didn't do nothing, you's a bitch. If you listen to R. Kelly on a regular basis, I don't want nothing to do with you. If you put on R. Kelly when you make love, doom, 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 somebody needs to arrest you. I also feel that way about everybody who knew about Karl Malone. Because now it's public knowledge that young man Karl Malone got a teenage girl pregnant. She was like 14. And it just hid it from the world, like Drake's son. And Karl Malone went on to have an illustrious career. R. Kelly married Aaliyah, a teenager, and went on to have an illustrious career. R. Kelly urinated on a teenager on camera and was on everybody's remix after that. Nobody was like, I don't want to work with this guy. Because you're all like that. Thanks, Patty. I don't know what you're scared for. I don't know why you just gave me $2, but I appreciate it. Y'all are allowed to give super chats. At least you gave $2, but you know. But real shit though, I just can't. I just. You people are immoral. People get up in arms about things that they have no control over, things that don't matter at all. But when it comes to protecting little girls, they make all the excuses in the world for the abuser if they like what you do. Can't even watch the Cosby Show anymore. I can't. Same. I just can't. It was a great show. But Bill was out here dropping pills in women's drinks, taking them home and enjoying it. I don't want to hear that money corrupts. Money corrupts bad people. You don't hear about our glorious King James having these type of problems. Hell, Michael Jordan was a documented asshole. You don't hear about him doing anything heinous. Michael Jordan was a documented asshole. Michael Jordan is one of the richest people ever. And did I mention he's a documented asshole? You don't hear about him doing nothing heinous. You don't have to do heinous things just because you have money and power. You could just have it. Live a great life. Can't nobody tell you shit. Somebody said, hey, handsome, hey. You do realize that the media was more angry at Tiger Woods, excuse me, than they ever were at Karl Malone. You know, growing up, you would have think Tiger Woods killed somebody. All Tiger Woods did was have hoes. A bunch of them. You would swear Tiger Woods was an axe murderer. Nope. He just had hoes and he got caught. And he was dominating that Caucasian dominated sport. And they never liked it. You see, this is why I don't too much rock with people because I've actually experienced this a lot in my life. Um, People will be feeling some type of way about you, but they know they can't speak on it because they know they on some bitch ass hating ass shit. So they wait for that opportunity. And as soon as that opportunity presents itself, they push to the forefront how they truly feel about you. But they could never speak on it before because it was just bitch ass feelings. Hateful feelings. Because they didn't like your shine. Think about it. You ever have a coworker who you thought everything was cool? And then as soon as like any type of confrontation happens with them, now they run around talking about you all over the job. It's like, damn, I thought we was cool. Whole time they was your biggest hater. They just couldn't speak on it because you're charismatic. Everybody at work loves you. You're funny. The NBA loves terrible people. The hell was Chauncey Billups doing? All that money, all that opportunity. Like what are we doing out here? Being a terrible person. That's what you're doing. Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. Terrible person. What you doing gambling and you an NBA player? What are you doing gambling and you're an NBA player? What about your brother? To hell with your brother, right? To hell with his reputation. To hell with your family. To hell with the integrity of the NBA. Oh yeah, the NBA has no integrity. The NBA has no integrity. You remember the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, when he talked about when he came into the league? They would be doing cocaine, drinking and stuff. Then they wonder why they had to have summer jobs. By the way, WNBA, the NBA players weren't always making a bunch of money. When they weren't bringing in revenue like that, they weren't getting paid like that. They didn't start getting paid like that till they started jumping out the gym. You feel me? Once the game became extremely entertaining, that's when the millions of dollars came because they were making billions of dollars for the NBA owners. Just side note, WNBA players. I know y'all think y'all should be paid a lot more because you turned down a collective bargaining agreement that would have quadrupled your earnings. Y'all turned down a collective bargaining agreement that would have quadrupled your earnings because you think you're worth more after you lost $40 million because y'all never make money. Don't even get me started. Exactly. Mike said they were drinking and doing cocaine, but not me. Like, Mike said he had to go to his room to get away from all that stuff. That's what they were doing on a regular basis. The NBA ain't never had no morals. NBA players have always been trash human beings for the most part. And not only does the NBA condone it, they love it. Because there are so many people who would love to play basketball for a living. So many people who are excellent. They just, you know, they need opportunities too. But the NBA won't revoke opportunities from people who engage in completely immoral behavior because, you know, why would we do that? We like immoral people, especially when they're black, because then we can just, you know, show that, you know, you blacks ain't nothing. Like I said, we all laughed at Anthony Edwards and that dumbass broad, whatever her name is, Aisha something. I think she Lil Baby's first baby mama too, with her bag chasing ass. We all laughed, had a good laugh, cause you know, now you a single mom, nigga. I get it. We all had a good laugh, cause she's an idiot. And Anthony Davis was very clear from the beginning. I don't want you or that baby. He's paying everything up front because he never wants to hear from them again. But think about what kind of bitch ass, deadbeat, daddy ass nigga you are. To know you have a kid out here in the world that you sired. This kid is gonna grow up watching you on TV, having people come to school with your jersey on. And he's gonna know that his father, Anthony Edwards, or her father, Anthony Edwards, wanted nothing to do with them because he's a bitch. Even Mace said it when they went out in the playoffs last year. But he was kind of bashful about it because he knows, you know, the blacks love Anthony Edwards and he knows his audience is black. He's like, you gotta take care of the kid. They ain't gonna never win nothing. You know, Mace be loud and proud talking about everything. But he was like, yeah, you gotta take care of the kid. You gotta do right by the kid. You gotta be in the kid life. He was kind of quiet about that. And of course, there's good and bad in every race. But of course, I'm black. I think about black people on a regular basis. And you don't think it's terrible that during the same season where Anthony Edwards was telling the world, I want nothing to do with the baby I created, that the NBA was trying to make him the face of the league, and he was actively saying, I don't want to be the face of the league. I don't even want to be a father. You think I want responsibility? I don't even want to be a father. You think I want to be the face of the league? Oh, pass that. Bet. My bad. Boom. Pass. You already know. Here you go. Let you hit that for a while. My bad, gangster. Shay be killing him. All you ever hear about, though, is how Shay gets too many free throws. Why wouldn't they want to make Shay the face of the league? And I'm not going to lie, no Diddy, Shay could dress too. I need to follow him on Instagram, actually. I had him followed on my old account for a while. Shay could dress. He's a family man. Shay makes an excellent face of the league. But the NBA likes terrible people. Joshua, I appreciate the passion. We're just gonna put you in a 1 minute timeout so you could chill out. Just a little bit. You haven't earned a bad timeout. You just need to chill out for a minute. Just a minute. And if you get butthurt and you leave, I understand. When you're doing songs live on stage, you see that takes logistics. That takes people. You can't really have a real concert when you've been blackballed by an industry that celebrates serial killing music and prostitute music. Me saying "You Let Him Hit It Raw" has offended every single anybody who could book somebody for a concert. You know, I'm apparently incredibly offensive in this day and age. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed it? That's when I began to realize how truly evil the entertainment industry is. And that's when I put ENT at the end of all my pages, because my audience comes here to be entertained. You have to come to my channels to be entertained, because I'm too offensive for everybody. You know, but if you could walk like a metaphorical mile in my shoes, you would understand that it kind of makes sense, because this is how people are when it comes to me in general, way before I came to the internet. Remember, I told y'all earlier in this that I don't really rock with people too much, because, you know, I used to act like I don't like people, but that was really a defense mechanism. I realized that I like people. People just don't like me. Like, I'm never allowed to be human. I always have to be, you know, entertaining you or right on spot, or, you know, I can never say anything you don't like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowed to be human. That's how I've always been. I've always been extremely disposable. As soon as I say something people don't like. So when it came to me being on the internet, of course, people who like me are waiting to dislike me. Duh, because they're people. I remember when Now You a Single Mom was first getting extremely viral. I had this WWE wrestler. His name is the Great Amos or the Great Omos, whatever. He has an action figure, you know. I haven't paid attention to wrestling since I was in 5th grade, you know. So Sexy Red was just in the ring being Sexy Red. I was like, my boy, see if you can get me ringside. You know, I'm viral as hell these days. He was like, bro, you trying to get me fired. I was like, Sexy Red was just in the ring. He was just like, LOL. I was like, and it was so ironic, because the only reason we kept this shit going is because at the very beginning, even to this day, the single moms be the ones laughing the hardest. The single moms be cracking up. Who is so damn offended? In an era where we like serial killer music. In an era where we like prostitution music. In an era where on the radio I heard my coochie pink, My booty hole brown. I never would have thought that I would be so offensive. And then also, I wrote all them remixes and shit. I have industry level distribution because like it's like an invite only platform. When you viral or you have music that people are hearing, they want you to be, you know what I'm saying? So niggas know who I am. Soft A, by the way, I'm black. Soft A. DJ Academic shared me. World Star shared it. So people knew, people were well aware. I got every time somebody with a blue check who I've heard of before, I'd be like, yo, they'd be like, yo, the single mom stuff is hilarious. So people know. It's just astounding that in this day and age, I'm considered incredibly offensive. To the powers that be, mind you. Not to my audience, obviously. My audience fuck with me. But I just don't understand how I'm so offensive. And we're not even talking about a concert. You do realize that you haven't seen me on anybody's prominent podcast or nothing. It's not that I'm that offensive. It's the story of my life. People look at me and they look for a way to dislike me. Luckily for me, I've been in my skin for a minute. A hot minute. Oh, speaking of the NBA, all the bros. You know how Drew Afualo is a card-carrying man-hater? And the NBA is a league of men? Y'all know the NBA had her in a commercial? I'm pretty sure it was a playoff commercial, actually. Big money stuff. A check. And then she was backstage making content. Dapping up all the, because she's a big Amazon redwood tree. So she went back there and she was like, the content was dapping up all the players who were taller than me. Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray. The public card-carrying man-hater. You can get a spot with Nick Fuentes. No, thank you. How was his last name Fuentes, but he's so racist? Now, how was he a white supremacist, but his last name is Fuentes? I don't know anything about Nick Fuentes. Like Nick Fuentes is what they think Charlie Kirk was. Honestly. I don't know about his background, though. He Mexican, I think. Yeah, that's wild, right? You see why I don't pay like true racist attention? Because it never really makes sense. I don't let that kind of stuff into my heart and my soul and my energy to really actually think about. A real racist, they make no sense. You're really going places, champ. Stay wise and take care of yourself. Run it. Appreciate you. That's A David. Oh, A David. 717. Appreciate you. But yeah, I'll never understand. I don't try to. You got it. The fact that he has an audience and people Like to hear him talk and he's clearly a racist, you got it. The fact that people of color, men of color, still listen to Myron, even though he was begging to be a part of the white supremacist Twitter space and begging to get along with them. Like, we want the same things here. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all see why women don't respect men? You're as flip-floppy as them. How can women respect men when men are supposed to be the sense of morality? And men don't have morals because if they like the way a man talks or they like the way he plays a sport, they will literally ignore every horrible thing that he says and does because you like him as a dude. Y'all still like Andrew Tate. And I know y'all have heard him say on more than one occasion how much he likes 16-year-old versions. I know you've heard him say it. He said it 3 or 4 different times that I've heard. I lost 1,000 followers on Instagram the day I made the video. And it showed him saying it 3 times. I didn't say he said it. I showed the clips of him saying it 3 times. I lost 1,000 followers on Instagram that day. Bunch of bitch-made men. And you wonder why women don't respect men out here in America. It's not the women. It's y'all. Y'all are the reason these women are out of control. Because your morals lie with whatever woman you're attracted to. You know damn well if you're attracted to a woman and she letting you smash, your morals go out the window as a man. It's pathetic. It's never been women of morality. It's always been man of morality. And if a woman knows you will lose your morals for coochie, she cannot respect you. If she knows that you choose to be liked over being respected, why would she respect you? But y'all don't hear me. You just want to laugh at women. What is the topic at hand? I suggest you rewind the live and go back to the beginning. That's what they make this for. You can go back and watch it. You feel me? You can toggle and go all the way back. Or you could have simply read the title. I know y'all don't like to read in this generation. Hard times right now, dating, ain't it? For you? What Bane say in that Batman movie? For you. for you. Too many cells running around, let them self-delete. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. I know every man feels like he's special, but not all of us are. I know every man feels like he's supposed to have a family and supposed to reproduce. Not all of us are. Sometimes the bloodline is supposed to end with you. And I mean that in the most disrespectful way. You know your genes ain't shit to pass on to nobody. Even me, I'm gonna tell you something real. And I'm saying this talking about myself. I was at work one day and I've always known I lived in a very immoral place because people have always asked me about when I'm gonna have kids as opposed to when are you gonna get married and find a nice woman. You know what I'm saying? It's always about the kids first. They always jump straight to the children. Even my family, like I had to shut them up a little while ago. This is a long time ago. Somebody was like, "When are you gonna have kids, Brandon?" I said, "How come you never asked me if I met somebody nice? You going straight to the children?" They were like, "Yeah, you're right." But anyway, though, well, one of my coworkers asked me when I was gonna have some kids, and I was like, "Well, I'm not really in a rush. I'm a dude. First of all, my biological clock is not the same as a girl's, and like I feel like I really need to make myself. I need to. Kids are expensive, and I'm not married. I haven't met somebody who I feel like neither one of us are going anywhere forever. You know what I'm saying? I just started thinking about all the reasons why I don't have kids yet. And they were like, "Yeah, but like, you need somebody to, you need to pass on your legacy." At the time I was a waiter, and I said, "The legacy of what? Brandon the server?" And everybody started cracking up. I was dead ass serious. I was like, "I'm a waiter. Like what legacy am I passing on right now? What are we talking about? The legacy of Brandon the server?" Everybody thought it was so funny. I was dead serious. I just, in my mind, you make a child after you find somebody who y'all know you can't live without each other. That's when you make children. And you don't know that until you've been with that person for a while. You done been through some shit. You see how you are with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess that makes me crazy. Whatever. I didn't like my childhood, but it very much prepared me for life because my childhood was basically like I grew up in a nut house, but I was sane. And everybody was trying to convince me that I was crazy just for thinking regular thoughts. To this day, people try to make me feel like I'm sane. Excuse me, make me feel like I'm crazy for just thinking regular thoughts. Oh, it's already been an hour. All right, look, I get one question. That's it. It's already been an hour. I can get up out of here. Had the same upbringing. Yep. My biggest takeaway from the Bane back. You know what? I hate the fact that I've never felt a soliloquy so deeply ever. Because that's how I feel anytime anybody tries to argue with me. Because like y'all follow me. Y'all see I don't play. Like every time somebody tries to argue with me or like insults me or tries to want to beef with me or whatever, I'll be like, "You think darkness is your ally? I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing more than blinding. Bitch, the shadows betray you because they belong to me. You hear me? You have no idea how I grew up. You have no idea the cold ass villainous man who I called dad until I was 22 years old. I thought an immoral villain of a man was the coolest man in the world until I was like 22, 21, 20, however old I was, 20, 21. Because when you're a loyal son, it takes a heinous act to make you disown your, the man that raised you, the guy who you call dad. I called him dad since I was 1 year old, for Christ's sake. But he knocked my teeth out with a gun, and I had never so much as raised my voice to him. So yeah, that pretty much make me start looking at you as a person as opposed to just my dad. You know what I'm saying? So then you start looking at the person. Then you start looking at the person, and then you grow up and you think about your life, and you think to myself, man. In all my years of conquest, Jules got that heat. Violence, slaughter. It was never personal. So what I'm about to do is this lion ass, deadbeat, daddy ass nigga. I'm gonna enjoy it. Very much. They think I'm playing, but I'm all about that racket shit. Cause I am the president, don't mean shit. Look right the meanest. Look shorty the cleanest. Lil' mama got that good top, I think this bitch a genius. Sitting on this track, the way this girl spit on my penis. You know what the way they get taken out, they ceasing. You know with that hook shot, now that boy Kareeming. Give me in the Sunday, now I'm Willie beaming. You see me dreaming, niggas be delusional. Boy, you know you a bitch. This nigga know you bitch. Boy, you know you a bitch. You know this nigga know you. Son got shot, you was on the news crime. And for the record, lots of you people know who this man is. And for the record, lots of you people know who this man is. Do you remember when Jacob Blake was shot in Kenosha, Wisconsin by that cop in the back? And his father came on there and was like, my son, yada, yada, yada. And he was milking every single Black Lives Matter opportunity that he could. Me and him and all his baby mamas know that he never took care of them kids. As a matter of fact, his famous quote, my whole childhood, when talking about the mothers of the illegitimate children that he fathered, I'll never give none of them bitches no money. He said that shit several times a year. Yes, my mama condoned it. And the only reason I don't go scorched earth all over her, all over the internet, is because she's my mama. You have to honor your mother and father. And sometimes you do that by not talking about them. But she definitely condoned that bitch ass shit. You know I'm the accountability police around here. I don't play. I'm an adult. I just wanted y'all to get context to the verse. Boy, you know you a bitch. This nigga know you bitch. Boy, you know you a bitch. This nigga know you. Your son got shot. You was on the news crying, capping, acting like the father of the year. But if we keep it real, me and you and all your baby mamas notice you ain't never took care of them kids. You always said you'll never get a woman, no money, whole life being selfish, got nothing to show for it. You bitch ass nigga. I hope your mama know what's up by now. I know your son do though. You treated her like Cinderella in his own house. And I put that on my mama and my brothers, you a sucker. I put that on your brother and your kids, you a bitch. I pray the gang can give a million views when we get rich. Cause that ain't real, one can't agree. If you don't take care of your kids, you a bitch. So this nigga is a bitch, it's just it. And that ain't real, one can't agree. If you don't take care of your kids, you a bitch. So this nigga is a bitch, it's just it. What it is. Boy, you know you a bitch. This nigga know you bitch. Boy, And I seen a couple of y'all in the chat ask me when I'm gonna drop that or when I'm gonna drop some actual music. The reality of the situation is I do not believe that the people who come to my pages and follow me want to see me succeed making music at all. Because if they did, they wouldn't seemingly boycott like any original music that I've ever put out since I blew up. They only listen to the songs that they know are covers of other people's songs. I've been paying attention. I don't just have a job and not pay attention. I dropped Sex Worker Saver when I was beefing with Fresh and Fit. Now You a Single Mom was millions of plays all over the place. I think that topped out at like 50K. Even when I was beefing with Drew Afualo, I think that only has like 10,000 streams. There's a short. I got a couple of short videos that got 1 million views. So they know I was dropping. My following knew I was dropping a song dissing Drew Afualo. You would think me dropping a song dissing Drew Afualo, you would think my following would make that shit blow up. But I told y'all how people feel about me. Luckily for me, I've lived my life long before I came to the internet. So I don't think I'll really be dropping any music. Y'all like to hear me talk. Y'all like my jokes and shit. But as far as the music, like y'all don't want to hear it. What you want me to do? Shit, I gave y'all some songs. Y'all didn't listen to them. What you want me to do? Keep spending money and time on videos and studio and shit. Like, I got the following. Y'all don't want to hear them. So I'll go to the studio whenever I feel like making a song, and I guess, if I want to one day, if I have spare change enough to be able to afford features, but it's got to be like spare change for features. I would never invest in a feature because like y'all don't be giving a fuck about my original song. So it would be on some like, oh man, I really want to meet this person and do a song with them, so I'll pay for a feature with my spare change. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like the fact that Majin Buu only got like 10,000 streams. It really shows that y'all is not fucking with me as far as making original music. Y'all want to keep me in the category of like Weird Al, and that's fine. Fulio, yeah, about 10,000 streams on Majin Buu is nuts, ain't it? And you see how hard I was promoting that shit. You seen it. The videos is good too, especially with the Attack on Titan video. Man, what you want me to do? Like my following, lots of my following are just people, And people have shown me my entire life that they don't want to see me win. Like, I don't have to get it out the mud. I got to get it out the concrete, which is so much tougher because concrete dries. You can't, once concrete dries up, it becomes cement. You see mud, once mud becomes dirt, you can put some water on it. And you can make the mud again so you can get it out the mud. Hold up, we go about shit. Okay. We got 22,000 streams for Majin Buu. That's terrible. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's terrible. Now that's on Spotify. Maybe there's more on Apple Music and stuff and blah 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 blah. But that's terrible. So, y'all won't catch me making no more rap tracks. I the ladies have been consistently showing me how much they love me. So I will drop songs for the ladies and for the real niggas, and I say real niggas as a with a soft A. As a black man, I'm black. I can say the soft A. I like to always say that because sometimes certain robotic things like to not look at me as an African American. So they be like, hey, you can't say certain things sometimes. And I'd be like, bruh, I know I'm right, but I am a black man and we're allowed to say the soft A. Like I win all these appeals, but it's just really funny, honestly. You know, so yeah, we're gonna be dropping just sing songs. I have a song called Chip on My Shoulder that I might promote a little bit simply because I like when people get to know me through my art, and I really poured my heart out on that song, and it's nice. So I'm gonna make a video for that one. Chip on my shoulder is tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take one more question before we get up out of here. The blunt's done, so I'm out of patience. EBT Baby song. I don't know if I can make an EBT Baby song, but y'all remember Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd? That girl used to be on welfare. I don't know where I'm gonna go with that, but that girl used to be on welfare. Now Trump took her EBT. EBT. I don't know, man. Like, I appreciate you saying the song was fire, but check this out. I don't stay where I'm not wanted, and I hate to feel like I'm bothering people in general. Like Chicago women, for example, I get a bunch of numbers out here, but Chicago is home of the thirstiest men alive. They're so thirsty. I watched this man pull up out here. You know what? I ain't even finna go there. Yes, I am. I watched him pull up. He had a drop top car. It was nice as hell. Bro had some money, clearly. He was shouting to my neighbor, trying to get her to come down. And she was like, get out of here. But she was like, she wasn't being extremely rude, but she was like, bro, get up out of here. He was politicking with her for like 30 minutes for her to come down. Like, that's broke man energy. But you ain't even broke acting like this. What are you doing, sir? Now, Chicago is home of the thirstiest men alive. And I'm not like that. You know, I'm sure you got 17 or however many guys texting your phone just trying to beg for your attention. I'm not, I don't even double text because I don't want to feel like I'm bothering you. If I'm getting to know you and you act like you don't want to hit me back, I'm not finna be like, hey, still trying to kick it with you. Hey girl, I'm trying to get your attention. You know, like I thought, you know, we exchanged information. You know, we like each other. I'm not gonna be begging to flirt with you. You know what I'm saying? So I just, move on, and I find me somebody who act like they like me too. It's not hard, but there's a high concentration of thirsty ass men, and I see how they act, and it in turn makes the women act like that. And I'm not mad at them. I just don't be dealing with it. That's all it is. You get you a new one. There's so many women out here. You know, you don't have to complain about women. You just don't deal with the women you don't want to deal with. Worth isn't proven, it's noticed. You're incorrect. Worth is 100% proven. You don't know somebody's worth without knowing them. That's the dumbest thing anybody's ever said. You see, everybody thinks everybody thinks they got bars. You're stupid. Worth is 100% proven. That's like when men walk up to women who are just super fine and they be like, "Oh, that's wifey right there." How do you know? You don't know anything about her. That's how I know y'all don't be dating fine women. Cause like every woman I ever dated has been fine, ever since I've been an adult. I'm sorry, I don't play that. You finna be fine around here. Do I try to make every fine woman my girlfriend? Absolutely not. I don't know anything about this woman. You get to know her. Worth isn't proven, it's noticed. Boy, shut up. How old are you? 16? Intuition is not real. If intuition was so real, there wouldn't be so many people who hate their baby mama and their baby daddy. Intuition is not real. Women's intuition, men's intuition, it's not real. There wouldn't be so many people who hate their baby mama and their baby daddy if intuition was real. There wouldn't be so many victims if intuition was real. There wouldn't be so many people who have babies by narcissists if intuition was real. My ex-wife was such a narcissist. Why was she your ex-wife? Y'all see me. I got divorced. Bitch kept playing with me. I got divorced. What are we talking about? We have discernment, but you know where discernment comes from? Using your eyes and your ears and your nostrils before you speak. That's why you got two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, and one mouth. You put all those together before you speak, and you use your brain. That makes discernment. and you operate accordingly. But acting like you know somebody or know something before you get to know someone for real, that's just like when women tell me that I don't look like I date black women. Every single brown to chocolate woman who I've ever dated or walked up to or whatever, they've had that feeling because most of them vocalize it. And it's not like on some insecurity stuff. It's just, we be talking and flirting and stuff. And they be like, I didn't even think, you don't even look like you like black women. That's their intuition talking to them. You don't know anything about anybody until you get to know them. Intuition is not real. And that's the problem with America. Everybody thinks they're right about everything because they feel strongly about it. No one is open to the possibility of being incorrect. And that makes you truly dumb. And if you want to live your life dumb, that's on you. I don't care.